Well, welcome back for another episode of the Chamber Podcast. My name is Rob Johnson. We have another great show for you today. Joining me in studio is Abby Cooper. She is the partner at Cooper Riesterer. They're our law firm that have been serving the Brighton area for over 25 years. Abby, welcome to the show.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for having me.
It's been years in the making. We've crossed paths several times. We've never had a chance to sit down and do a show together, so I'm glad you're here.
Oh, thank you. Yep, me too.
So a big milestone, 25 years. Tell me about that.
Our law firm, Cooper Riesterer, was started 25 years ago with my current partner, Kathy Riesterer, and my father-in-law, Dale Cooper. They came together in 2000 to unite and form a firm together. Dale, my father-in-law, had been practicing in the area for many years at that point and wanted to sort of start his retirement plan and transition the firm and partner with Kathy. Kathy came from Honigman. She worked at a big firm in Detroit. She was in-house counsel at Domino's, and they brought their practices together. And then I joined them 5 years later in 2005, and we're getting ready to bring a new partner on. We did partner with Jennifer Gross. She's been a partner with us for a few years, and on our 25th anniversary of the firm, we're looking to add her name to the firm and look to move solidly into the future.
I want to go back to that date in 2000 when the firm was started. What were you an attorney in 2000?
I was not. I graduated from law school in 2003.
2003. So in 2000, when you said it was your father-in-law?
Yes.
So was that in the cards for you in 2000? Did you think, all right, I'm going to be a partner at this law firm in 5 years? Was that, or joining the law firm in 5 years, was that on your mind when they started?
Not at all. At that point in time, I was just starting law school. And initially, I was at Wayne State University, and initially I was going to be a nonprofit community development lawyer in Detroit. And, as you learn in the course of going to law school, getting experience, doing different things, paths change. And I, after graduating from law school, I worked at the Court of Appeals for a year. And then shortly after that is when my father-in-law and Kathy invited me to come work with them. So it was a really good opportunity to stop working in Detroit and come back to my hometown in Brighton. So no, definitely not in the cards.
So obviously you've been around that ecosystem for the 25-year period. How have things changed in the last 25 years? And then, I'm also curious, how have they stayed the same?
Obviously, technology has changed a great deal in that period of time. I remember when I first started working, there was a lot of faxing, email was pretty new. We had a law clerk not too long ago who saw the word facsimile on an old document, and he had no idea how to even pronounce it or what it was. So that was pretty comical. Technology has allowed, I think, the practice of law and assisting people and filing people to be a lot more efficient. Doesn't cost as much. Now Zoom technology, instead of driving an hour, sitting for 2 or 3 hours in a courtroom, talking, advocating for 20 minutes and then driving back, that's a 4 or 5 hour cost to the client. Now you can, in many instances, you can hop on Zoom, 20 minutes, you're in and out. It costs the client, much, much less than it did in the past. So I think that technology has been a big thing, in that course of time.
Yeah. Is it to the point where you argue cases on Zoom?
Yes.
Does it have the same level of enjoyment? I feel like it'd be more fun to do it in a courtroom where you can actually be next to the person, where an objection might hold a little bit more weight. You stand up all upset, and maybe that's just in the movies, but I feel like arguing on Zoom wouldn't be as fun.
No, you're not wrong. You lose some of the drama.
Sure.
And I'm a big hand gesture, advocate, and I like to bring effect to what I'm saying and impact, so I can get the attention and hold the attention of the court when I'm trying to make a point, and that is harder to do on Zoom. So what a lot of judges do is, if it's a meaty kind of question, they will require you to come in person or allow you to come in person.
I see.
So where Zoom is really helpful is because there's a lot of really somewhat mundane procedural kind of of things that the court needs to take care of, that the parties can't agree on something. And so for that doesn't really require all of that, real substantive argument. It's really nice to be in and out on Zoom. And then you can be in multiple jurisdictions in a day as needed.
That's cool.
So it allows you to really, I think, help more people and keep their legal bills down.
Makes sense. And then tell me the types of law that you practice, and then, obviously the types that you don't, just so people are aware.
Our firm, we have 6 attorneys, and we specialize in real estate, business, and we have an estate planning and elder law department. And in our elder law department, we have a paralegal that's dedicated to that kind of work. And we focus on those areas and areas that are ancillary to that, so that it also includes municipal law, zoning, township, city kind of stuff as well. I actually represent a township in northern Livingston County. And we're not a general practice firm. We don't do criminal. We don't do family law. We know the good attorneys in the area and those who practice in those specialties and can give referrals as necessary. I always say if someone needs a lawyer, give me a call. If I can't help you, I'll definitely point you in the direction of someone good who can. And so by specializing in those areas, we know the full gamut of them, and allows us to really provide creative solutions to our clients that hopefully can resolve issues before even going to court, before spending the money on litigation, and can think of ways to solve problems that maybe other people who just dabble in these areas can't. We're known for being experts in these areas, and if other attorneys, colleagues, realtors, title companies, lenders, if they've got an issue or a problem that could fit within some of those areas, they'll give us a call and refer us, or we're happy to hop on the phone and troubleshoot with people to try and put them in the right direction.
You guys have been people's choice for the last 2 years, and with that, I always wonder, how does a law firm maintain longevity in the marketplace, especially with positive reviews? Because the lawyers, are typically one of the most unfavorable industries, even like in public opinion. Like there's a whole section of joke books dedicated to your profession.
There is. I've heard a few.
And some of them are pretty good, but not necessarily accurate for all attorneys. So with that, in the last 25 years, you guys have a fantastic reputation. How have you maintained that over that period of time?
I appreciate you recognizing that. And it makes me think, recently retired Judge Hattie, he's a very big advocate.
Sorry, that guy's hilarious.
He's funny. He's funny. And he loves to talk about this subject. He was on the bench for many, many years, and you have advocates in front of you. And, you build that reputation by being honest, being truthful. When you don't know something, you say you don't know something, and then you go figure it out. If you do that consistently, then the courts and fellow colleagues can rely on you and respect you. When someone doesn't have a good case, or we think it might not be economically advantageous to them to pursue it, even if they do have a good case, we tell them that. We're not there to take anyone's money. We're there to give good legal advice and counsel, and sometimes that is, hey, this might be, you were wronged. Maybe this other person is liable to you for something that they said or something that they did. But if we pursue it, it's going to cost a certain dollar amount, and you're unlikely to recover in excess of that amount. So really the best thing for you to do, I'm sorry, is to do nothing. We will say that, and then if they're worth pursuing, we'll tell them that. We'll give them an honest cost analysis so they can make a good decision.
That's important. I think being able to level with people and telling them what you know, and more importantly, what you don't know, incredibly important. And that's a skill. And it sounds odd to say that, but what I found in businesses that have longevity is it's businesses that are able to do that. They're able to admit what they don't know. And it's the ones that, try and bolster this reputation of we know it all. Mm-hmm. You're going to sink that ship pretty quickly with that type of attitude. People
do see that and recognize that. I remember many years ago, I was in a mediation. We had probably 8 different parties, and it was a neighbor dispute regarding an assessment for an improvement in the neighborhood, and we were trying to figure out how to deal with it. And I had an idea, but I didn't have the law in front of me, and I didn't know exactly how it was going to play out, and I knew there was a couple different ways to pursue it. So I said in the mediation, listen, I need to take a break. I went back then. The law is not on. It wasn't on my phone. It wasn't digital. There were books, and so I went down to the library at the courthouse, got the book out with the statute. I looked up the statute, looked to see how it would play out. Came back to the mediation. I said, okay, this is what I think might work. And we ended up going down that road. But the mediator, when we were done, we finally did resolve the case. He looked at my clients and he said, I want you to know that your attorney did a really good thing for you. She didn't pretend that she knew something. She said she didn't know. She went and looked it up, and now we have this resolution. And I've never forgotten that. And it came naturally to me at the time, but ever since then, I've noticed that's you're a good advocate. That's how you provide value to your clients, is not pretending something, being honest, being forthright, and then figuring it out.
Yeah, that says a lot about you and your firm and your core values and how you operate. And I hope people that are listening to this hear that, because it's important. You can find any attorney, but can you find an attorney that's going to advocate for you and, has a, long track record of, treating people well? And that's a rare thing to find in the law community for a lot of people, especially when you look on, just take a look on Google and, go sifting through lawyer reviews and, you'll have a good laugh, on what you'll see. So we're sitting here, it's January 2025, almost February. You guys have a new named partner coming in. Jennifer has been with the firm for some time, but she's coming on as a partner in a more permanent sense. So tell me, what's on the docket for the next 1 to 5 years? What are you guys looking at? What's the growth trajectory? What are you excited about?
We've got Jennifer coming on this year. We're going to be doing some celebration of the 25 years. We have a building that we own on the other side of Brighton from where we are right now, across from Champion Chevrolet, down on Grand River past Hacker. And we love to have a party. We like to smoke barbecue and invite some of our clients and our fellow business people. So we'll be organizing something of that nature. We did that in the past when we bought the building, and we had a really, really good time socializing with everyone and sharing our space. We've got a beautiful building over there. And so, yeah, Jennifer and I and Kathy are looking into the future to continue, our impact and our role in those core areas of practice. We've got a new attorney, Chloe Rosa, who just passed the bar last year, and we're bringing her on board and getting her into the court. And, Judge McGivney swore her in a few months ago, and we got to get her back in front of the judge. And, what we've taught her is rely on other people. The legal community in Livingston County is really supportive. And if they see a new attorney, trying to figure something out, just ask the question. And same thing with the judges and the bench here, is everyone's really supportive of new attorneys. So we're really looking forward to growing Chloe and getting her experience and mentoring her. And she was an intern for a legal law clerk for us from Michigan State. And she passed the bar, and we're keeping her on. And we did the same thing with another attorney in our office, Brendan Rule. Brendan has been out of law school, I think, 3 years now. Same thing. He was a law clerk for us from Michigan State Law School, kept him on, and he's really just, soaring on his own. He really took all the mentorship experience and training that we provided, and he's an excellent attorney right now.
Great. I love to hear that. I love to hear that you guys are growing. So if people want to contact you, where should they do that? We
have a website. It's crlaw.biz, B-I-Z, and our phone number is 810-227-3103. And we've got a particular intake set aside for general, real estate, business matters. And then we have a particular intake for anything estate planning related, probate, elder law related. We do Medicaid applications and advising, and I think that's something that's pretty specialized and really in great need in our aging community.
That's great. Anything else, Abby, before we wrap up today?
No, thank you very much. It's been wonderful for me growing up, in Brighton and being able to live here. My clients are here. My fellow, referral sources and colleagues are here. My kids go to school here. Well, one graduated last year. I got one more going through the system. So I love being locally living and working. It's been a real pleasure.
It's fantastic, and we're glad you guys are here. And, here's the next 25 years for you guys.
All right. Thank you very much.
Yeah, take care, Abby. All right, everybody, that's going to wrap up this week's edition of the Chamber Podcast. I certainly appreciate you watching. You can find all of the information on our guest today in the show notes. Apart from that, we'll catch you next week with a new show. Take care.